Sup, dudes? NYK31 here. Madden 17. Playbook review time. Gotta pound these out. We're almost there. You see all the ones I've done already. We're almost done. Just gotta get reinvigorated and finish it. But here we go with the Lions playbook. The Lions, the Lions, the Lions, the Lions. Where to start with the Lions? I spent a lot of time on this playbook. I gave this playbook an inordinate amount of time and energy. I'm not really sure why. I think it's because I was initially very harsh on it. And I said, you know what? Let's go back and take a second look at it and, you know, see if there's things that I've overlooked. So I went back and gave it a second look and a third look and even a fourth look. And while my view of it isn't quite as harsh as it was when I first started using it, it's not exactly great either. It reminds me a lot of the Giants playbook in quite a few ways. I think it's a bit better than the Giants playbook. How much better? I don't know. I'm starting out in these single back jumbo and two tight ends and twin sets. I like these sets quite a bit actually. You can run with some power against these nickel blitz two people, and the route combinations out of it aren't too shabby either. A little bit too much auto motion for my taste. Most of these auto motion plays are just they're just too predictable. They tip off what's going on way too much. Here I'm in the line split back, and I just throw that too soon. I should have thrown to the corner, but I just made a misread there. That'll happen. But I like the Lions split back set. It blocks edge blitzes. Okay, I would say it picks up the popular edge blitzes maybe 40% of the time as opposed to zero. Here I'm doing a little play action wide receiver in out of the tray open line, which is a good formation. The only thing I don't like about it, I mean, it isolates the tight end out wide, which I get. They have a dynamic receiving tight end in Ebron, but I don't like if the tight end's going to be lined up as an X or a Z. I don't like him lined up on the trip side. I like him lined up on the solo side better because I feel like the tight end can get in the way when you're trying to run vertical clearouts because he's not going to get down the field nearly as fast as a wide receiver. I mean, I have Travis Kelsey out there. He's about 88 speed. There's not a whole heck of a lot of tight ends that are faster than him. And when you want to run a deep out, you want to run a deep comeback, or you want to hit that seam on the sidelines and four verts. It takes him a little while to get ahead of steam going. And he that was a weird sequence. I'm using this Matt Stafford, and he's a great value at quarterback for both regular MUT and salary cap purposes. But occasionally, some weird things happen to him. He'll miss some throws. He'll have a throw go off a lineman's head and you know bounce off somebody like you saw there. So at 4th and 5, another player I like here, I like this inside smash. I think it's one of the better stock vertical and horizontal stretches in the game. You have those twin hitches to the outside, and the number 3 receiver on the trip side, he's running the corner and does a pretty good job of conflicting the defenders out there. And now I'm in no huddle mode, and I'm going to smash them inside zone. What am I audibling to? Well, one of the benefits of the tight end or the Lions trade open is that you can audible to wing trips as well as the split Y flex, so you don't really lose too much as far as formation and play variety. Here is the tight end flex play, who's kind of on where the tight end is on the wing. Again, that picks up nickel blitz 2 and buck slant 3 and those type of plays pretty nicely when you have them blocking. It seems like with those nickel blitzes, if you have either a back or a tight end in an offset or wing position, they're a little bit better in picking that edge heat up. So if you don't have a guns bunch or a snuggly or a split close, that's really the next best thing. I like this shotgun ace twin set, and we're going to run smash here. I'm a little bit late to recognize the triangle receiver there, Rudolph going down the seam. Reason being, I saw him come in at the corner and then break back out, so I didn't want to be lurked. So I kind of held onto the ball a bit too long, but I'm going to come right back here. I'm going to run this slant underneath. I really like this play against cover two and against edge blitzes because more often than not, they're going to bring the blitz from that side, and the receiver is going to be right in that vacated area. And that's really, really key with how this game plays is having formations that you can attack nickel blitz two, DB strike two, buck slant three, slant zone two, and have some viable answers. There's not a whole heck of a lot you can do against those defenses, but if you have multiple formations that can allow you to do something, it'll help you out a lot. You saw in the Madden challenge in a draft champion format, if you got stuck with a playbook selection that didn't offer you answers for those defenses, you were done. This wide receiver in, and that is the new Randy Moss, and let me tell you, he is a circus. I don't give a damn that I only have about 50K in coins left. I emptied my coin bank for him, and yeah, he's good. So we get on the board before the half, and we're going to go back with single back jumbo. That's how I'm going to start out in at least. Going to run good old power. He comes out in wide nine, so I go to the dive. Would have liked to have done better than that, but what can you do? He brought a overload scene two blitz there, so that kind of mucked up the gap a little bit. Pistol, pistol wide trips is pretty nice. I really like this wide receiver screen. It doesn't mention in the play description that it's a play action pass, so you got to keep that in mind. But I think it helps it actually. It gives a little bit more time for those blocks to set, and boom, got a lot of space there for Moss. One of my favorite formations in the entire playbook. I'd like it even better if pistol runs such as inside zone, outside zone, and counter and stretch were more viable and didn't take so long to get going. But you can run smash here out of that. You can run, corner strike, curls, shallow cross. Here I'm in snuggly, going to run some good old fashioned mesh. Not a very hard read at all. Just pick the side if you're looking underneath that has the most grass. If they're clamping that on that, hit either the streak or the corner. If all else fails, you got a little outlet there. Plus, you can have him block. You can pick up edge heat with the tight end. The back picks it up somewhat reliably out of snugs. Why, I don't know. I think it's the alignment of the back. Inline shotgun sets, the back does a terrible job with edge pressure. Offset, they're slightly better. You can run the bench, the corner. Aggie, the backside is pretty much useless. Good intentions, but not a whole heck of a lot worthwhile going on. I'm running bench here. You got bench switch. I'm looking for Moss here. Since he blitzed that corner, he made my decision pretty easy. And boom, hit Moss really quick and get some yard after catch. Back to Trey Lion open. Again, not a bad set. I would just prefer to have the tight end on the opposite side. That's just me. I'm just weird like that. Again, I just don't think the majority of the tight ends have the speed to stretch the field from out there. As opposed to solo side, if you catch a tight end one on one, you got Jimmy Graham out there. You can high point it against a smaller corner, and do your thing. Here we have a tight end isolated on the solo side. Why on the sluggo he's compressed in or close? Can't for the life of me figure out why you'd want to do that. But whatever. Oh boy. Ugh. Sometimes you just have some messes. Pistol strong, a read option. Gonna give this a whirl, see how it goes. Has a couple of decent play actions. It's got a decent wide receiver post play. But I should be getting a keep Reba Stafford. I do. He actually does a halfway decent job. Gains 3 yards and he doesn't fumble. You got power there, which is pretty decent, but the dive, as usual, is kind of a mess. Empty tray. Again, if you're going to run an empty set, make sure there's a halfback at the wing or a tight end that can block. somewhere if need be. And this close to the goal line, I figure I'll try to run smash and see if I can catch him in a soft cover two and get some yard after catch. Could have gone to X, but I just want to see if how far those guys would drift. And Moss doesn't hang on to the ball anyway, so that point is moot. So it has some solid stuff, but it's also annoying. You got a fair amount of schlock that isn't very useful, and you don't have really anything under center that's very much out of the ordinary. What's going on here? Oh, he's going for it on fourth down and getting sacked. But anyway, I think I'd go under I formation here. Yeah, you got your I form pro, play action wide receiver into decent play. Right here, I'm going to streak Moss since it's going to be one on one to the outside unless he does something funky to his coverage pre snap. And I take a shot, but Stafford does not keep the ball in the field of play. And you have your screen, your play action shot, pretty standard fair stuff. Nothing really to get too excited about. You have I form close, which is not really that big of a thing since the implementation of run fits into the game for the front seven. But it's pretty good for passing. Any compressed close set's going to be good for passing. The way this game plays with these compressed and close alignments. So you got single back bunch. I didn't really use much at all this game. But single back wide trips lion, I like this wide receiver post play. You have your quote unquote C route to the solo side, shallow cross, and double post of the trips. I occupy his user defender, or one of the posts occupies his user defender. I throw a high pass with a 6 o'clock pass lead. Probably didn't have to high pass it, but I wanted to make sure I got it over everyone's head that it should have gone over. And Ed McCaffrey makes the catch. Pistol ace I like. You can run power out of this. You can run corner strike, and you have a corner strike. Well, actually, not a corner strike, but corner post concept where one side of the formation runs the corner flat route, and the other side runs a post flat combo. This is pistol strong. I'm gonna do play action here. This is play action flood. Works pretty nicely. I hit CJ Fedorowicz for a nice little catch and run. Here's the pistol ace counter. Actually, that actually works pretty well as far as it not taking forever to develop. Slot flex lion, play action shot post, corner strike, slip screen, inside cross, play action boot. Just be careful to be sure to abort the play fake so you don't just automatically roll into a sack. There's a little play action here. I'm going to back shoulder this bad boy to McCaffrey. And that is pretty much it. So, where to put this bad boy? Well, it's not a great playbook. It's not horrible either. It's better than the Giants. I'll put it better than the Cowboys as well. So, when I knock the Cowboys down at 21 and put the Lions at 20, it's got some good things. It's got a lot of stuff that's not very viable for the way people will play you head to head. But, it's not totally hopeless either. So I think 20 is a good spot for it. I don't think it's going to move much higher than that. So that's that for the Lions. Hope you guys enjoy. Talk to you all later. Peace.